Broadcasting live from the heart of Europe, this is the most badass hockey podcast in all the known land. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Tommy C, and you're listening to Shot from the Point Live. This week on Shot from the Point Live, the Flyers and the Penguins just recently got it on, and the Philadelphia Flyers, who had absolutely nothing to gain and everything, well, nothing to lose either. They go on and beat the Pittsburgh Penguins 4-1. That puts the Pittsburgh Penguins in a peculiar situation. They are now only 3 points up on Ottawa for the last wild card spot. Can you believe that we're talking about the Pittsburgh Penguins not making the playoffs in 2015? Leadership's been an issue. Motivation's an issue. Why? They're the greatest team in hockey. All that and more on Shot from the Point Live, bitches. What's happening? I'm Tommy C, and to my right is not comedian and legend. Comedian and legend Jake Blake has this week and next week off. Apparently it is his anniversary, which I found out about today, and it's the only anniversary, if you didn't know this, it's the only anniversary in history that takes 7 full days to celebrate. So congratulations to Tracy and Jake for their 1 full week anniversary where I'm missing a guy. Jerk. To my right, none other than newsman and bluesman, St. Louis bluesman, getting ready for the playoffs, Jeff the Huffman, and from Quebec, the guy that gets picked on by real French guys, beat up in school and played an April Fool's joke on me that I wish I could have stuck him in the back. None other than the great Matt Kazar, Matty Isis Kazar. Hey guys, welcome to the program. Thanks for filling in for Jake. And he's fired. We'll just put Matt in permanently. How you doing? What's happening?
Pretty good. Happy Easter. Opening day.
Happy
Cardinals,
Easter.
Cubs.
Happy Easter, everybody. I hope you all got lots of candy. I hope the Easter Bunny came. Now that you're eating the candy, you can eat me. How about that? That's it.
Opening day, Cardinals, Cubs, and then Blues and Blackhawks, which in NBC in their infinite wisdom decided to schedule that game at the exact same time as the Cardinals and Cubs start.
Well, you know what it is? They have no respect for hockey. I got news for you. They don't care. Baseball and football are always going to take precedence. I know you're a huge hockey fan, but sometimes it's hard for hockey fans to come to terms with the fact that they don't have a very popular sport. I know that's completely alien for my friend Matty Isis, a true blue Canadian, to grasp, but it is just the case. Getting into the travesty. God, I hope they don't make the playoffs. I mean, that would just be the funniest thing to happen this year. God,
I will laugh hysterically.
Oh, Jesus. Of course, Matt.
You know what was hysterical? The insane amount of Crosby sucks chants. That was great.
You know, it's so great that the Flyers have so much pent-up hate and rage for Crosby, Malkin, and all those other douchey bags. Mm-hmm. It's so fantastic that they can actually get up for this game and take these guys down.
That place was packed.
They came to play. Yeah, hats off to Philadelphia, keeping it real right up until the end. Philadelphia has always been a really great hockey city as far as support for the team goes. I don't know how many players have ever come from Pennsylvania, but it's always been, it's fantastic. Knock these guys out of the playoffs. Ottawa's got a game against two Matty Isis. Flip, bang, boom. Matt.
Yeah.
Who's Ottawa playing tonight? What were you dreaming of? Chicks or something?
Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Why not? You can't hear me? What's the matter with me? Something wrong with your headphones?
No, it's working now.
Yeah. So who's Ottawa playing tonight?
Toronto
tonight. If they could beat Toronto, which isn't really too hard a task, I would imagine, with those blowhard douchebags. The Penguins will find themselves 1 point out of the last playoff spot in the Eastern Conference. We really haven't really covered it all that much. There has been nothing short of a total collapse from this Pittsburgh Penguins team, and we have been concentrating it ad nauseum for years to the birth of this show. One of the major problems with this ice hockey team that it appears to me is Sidney Crosby himself, as Dead on Dave likes to put it, is sort of LeBron. That's what it sounds like to me. He seems to be in charge of this team, when the fact of the matter is they should have more leadership. Yes, Crosby's got his cup. Yes, Crosby's one of the best players in the league. But meltdowns and momentum changes in the playoffs since they've won the cup, you can point to him, always point to one thing: Sidney Crosby. At the end of the season, when Matt Niskanen and Brooks Orpik, who are now on the Capitals, who are really lining up to have a great run in the playoffs with Ovechkin playing as hot as ever, had said...
Scoring goals from the left hash.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, you can't
so probably
stop
half
it.
of his 52 goals.
I can't... that's another issue You're absolutely right, Matt. But that's another issue altogether. The fact that they have... I completely lost my train of thought. This is for Matt. I'm blowing you up.
Crosby.
Yes, Crosby. That's right.
Crosby, Niskanen, and Orpik leaving.
Yeah. And yes. Ah, God, Jesus. You know what it is? I might have something else on my mind. Maybe that's something to do with it. I wonder what it is, boys. No. If you take that particular statement from Orpik and Niskanen, there is a leadership problem. There's a motivation problem. Who is the leader? Well, it's God himself, Sidney Crosby, and he gets none of the media
leader
criticism.
on paper.
Yeah. He gets none of the criticism. When you see him in his post interview, his post game locker room interviews, it's just simply a whine fest. It's a cry fest. We didn't play well. They didn't play well, which tells me he's just yelling at the guys back there. Can you name the Penguins coach? Anybody off the top?
Mike Johnson.
Yeah, Mike Johnson. Yeah, exactly.
I knew it was Johnson.
Yeah, exactly. Where did he come from?
He was a minor league coach.
Exactly. Why was he a minor league coach? Why is Dan Blasman before them? They don't have a powerful personality.
Yeah.
Sidney Crosby is still a hockey player. He is not a coach. And I think that's the problem. Not that he doesn't have experience, not that he doesn't have cup experience, not that he's not more than capable. But it does seem that his relationship, and I am guessing, and I am projecting, with Mario Lemieux is unhealthy for this team. He is LeBroning them out of the playoffs. If you go back to 2013 and you look at the stupid decision to get into it with Zdeno Chara, which did nothing but pump up the Bruins, that led to their sweep. If you look at the stupid fights that he was starting to get the Philadelphia series the year before. If you look at, his absence in last year's against the Rangers, he was just he didn't show up. There's something wrong with this guy. He cannot put a team on his back. And to be perfectly honest with you, when the Penguins do play well, it's mostly Malkin's doing, putting the team on his back. There's another problem. Their defense isn't very sharp. There's nothing with Chris Letang.
They're the most penalized team in the league.
They're the most
very undisciplined.
They're undisciplined. They are a different team with Chris Letang out of the lineup. One of the few guys I actually really love on that team.
Well, I mean, Chris Letang is rotating between the ice and a hospital bed. So.
I know. He's the new Hossa. He's always on it.
Yeah.
And if you
He belongs on the Blue Jackets.
He belongs on the Blue Jackets. Well, maybe that's where they should say Chris Kunitz, who's been ice cold for months. Chris Kunitz was one of the reasons that this team was always at the top of the Metropolitan Division. Still love those names, or the Patrick Division, as I like to call it, because I'm
the
old.
Penguins got a little spark when they picked up Perron, but then now that's died off.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, they got a little spark there. I thought they traded a very good role player in Marcel Gock, which I didn't understand that trade. He's a really solid fourth-line center that has done nothing.
I just want to say thank you for Bortuzzo also.
And Bertuzzo's done good things and scored key goals.
Bortuzzo's been awesome.
He's been awesome. So, I mean, well, maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'm guessing. Maybe he's the guys that Crosby didn't like. But
Yeah,
I got to be honest with you.
You talk about those captaincy issues. I'm really curious to see where would they be if the captain was different, or at least if he had earned the captaincy instead of being given to him.
Yeah, and it's not like you can. They did the same thing with Eric Lindros, by the way, and I think it screwed his career up as well. They gave him like his captaincy his second year. What I would do what normal people would do under normal circumstances is they would get a nasty coach that has a good winning record, and that has a great system. And he would start telling guys what he wants them to do. and not what, Crosby, however Crosby thinks things should go. I understand Crosby has a very high IQ. I understand that he's more than likely going to be a future coach. But I look, know your role. And they need some guy to go in there and lay the gauntlet down. This is the system. They
need some guy they need the Jim Harbaugh of hockey.
Yeah. They need a nasty son of a bitch. But, I mean, what planet are we living on where Crosby will not be? What universe where anybody's going to sit down and say, Sid, shut up. This is what we're doing. It's simply not going to happen. So they're going to continue to embarrass themselves. And I got to be perfectly honest with you. Maybe the best thing that could happen to them, because they are not winning the Stanley Cup this year. There's too many teams in the East that are much better than them. Maybe the best thing for them to happen is for that to happen. And they go in and bring in a whole new and say, Sid, why don't you take your role back? Keep an eye on the players' issues, and then you're going to listen. You know what? You're going to do what you tell them. We're going to bring up, this is not working. It hasn't worked since we won the Cup. And I got to be honest with you, a player of Sidney Crosby's stature probably should have 17 Cups by now. It's ridiculous. That team is stacked, even on paper right now. And they just can't seem to get it done in the playoffs for one bizarre reason after another. And that's my Sidney Crosby rant. Chris Kunitz, Malkin, all those guys. I'd love to see them get eliminated.
It'll be hysterical.
It'll be
a very good day when that happens.
Oh, it would be a wonderful day. Jeff, what's in the news? We'll go over the news of the week in hockey.
Oh, okay. I guess let's do Bufflin being suspended for 4 games after cross-checking T.J. Miller. They're hanging in there with L.A. and Calgary. I believe both Winnipeg and L.A. both have 92 points, and Calgary's got 93. And they each had, Calgary's got 3 to play. LA and Winnipeg both have 4 to play, and LA owns the tiebreaker over Winnipeg right now.
That's too bad. I think
Bufflin. I think Bufflin being out could potentially be the end for Winnipeg.
Well, it's a good point. He had a guy on my team. He deserved the suspension. I don't think it was too much or too little. I'm not.
Torney.
What the fuck is that?
It's cold.
God, I hate these goddamn advertisements. I'm probably going to lose my monetization rights after that. Was that 6 seconds? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I might have saved.
No, I don't think so.
Hey, going back to what we were talking about before. You know how many shots the Philadelphia Flyers took them to score 4 goals? 20? 20 to 47. Unbelievable. Dustin Bufflin. Do your Dustin Bufflin. Do your Pierre Maguire, Matt.
My Pierre Maguire?
Yeah, do your Dustin Bufflin, Pierre Maguire bit. I love it. Because you have a deep voice.
Okay.
Do it.
Dustin Bufflin.
Dustin.
Have fun out there, Dustin.
Yeah, have fun. I hate when he says that. Have fun out there. Hey, guys, you're going to have to take it to him real good. Have fun out there, Mr. McDonough. You're playing real good, Jonathan Tage. God, what a weird dude.
Sidney Crosby is a magician.
Yeah.
I had Crosby out there talking. He's running around there like he's a musician, but what they got to penetrate the dirty areas to put it away. God, I really got to work on his imitation. Yeah. I think I have it in me to do it. I think I have it in me to do it. Yeah. So
you need to throw out more stats, like Dustin Bufflin from the University of I don't know where.
Cam Tablet from the University of Alabama learned how to raise pig and skin a goat's balls, and he learned a lot of things, and apparently that was enough to get him in the NHL. That's a good story out there for Cam Talbot, type of place you wouldn't expect a good hockey player, but yeah, he's from Manitoba. Shut the fuck up! God!
I'm the only one that thinks he looks like he's made entirely out of skin. There's something about him.
Somebody tried to call. All right, Dustin Bufflin. I'll just talk about him real quick. Dopey wanted to call, so I'll just put him on so he can goof on my wife and say horrible things or whatever he is. Not enough Skype credit. Well, I don't want him on here. God damn it. Call back, McCarthy. I'm removing you from the group. Screw it. Call back. So Dustin, I was upset with Dustin. I thought he was out of control in that game, but it does really hurt them. And it does, you're going to see a situation, I think, where it goes down the next day. I think every team in the league plays next Sunday, right? It's like ridiculous. It's Saturday or Sunday before they bag it. And I think you're going to see a situation like that you saw very similar to with what the hell is their name? The Blue Jackets versus the Detroit Red Wings in 2013 at the end of the season, where it comes down to simply one game. And we're going to be flipping back and forth or watching one game and then waiting a couple hours and watching the other game to see who's going to the playoffs. Unfortunately, I can't see LA not getting in, and I cannot see them.
I can't really see it either. It's going to be.
I want it to happen. I love it for the Kings and the Pens not to be in it. It would just be wonderful for me.
That would be great.
It'd just be fantastic, and actually clears the road away a little for my Rangers a little bit, because I do not want to face the Kings in the final. And yes, I have that much faith at them to squeak in.
Even though Chicago is in the playoffs, I can swallow that if they win. I can swallow it.
Yeah,
if the Kings win, I can't stand it. I can't stand it when the Kings win.
Why do you hate them so much? Because they beat you all the time?
I think it might be more of the fan base.
You guys beat yourselves. Well, yeah, fan base. The Kings
weird.
in the playoffs? That's the fan base. We got a hockey team? Kings in the playoffs? You guys beating yourselves, though, when you've beaten them. They haven't done, I don't remember a dirty hit or an incident. It's almost like you guys fall apart when you play the Kings, as everybody else does. So you're in great company.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. What else you got?
I want to see Winnipeg get in. I really do.
Yeah.
I'd love to see Winnipeg. I'd love to see Calgary sneak in there. I'd love to see LA and let's just see some new teams in there. It'd be fun.
No, I love the way Winnipeg plays. They're big and mean, and they will pound you.
Yeah, but they can't. They got to keep it in check.
The reason they might not make the playoffs might be because they don't have enough firepower on that team.
No, that's the truth.
Imagine if they had the Pittsburgh Penguins players, but with their style of play, the Winnipeg style of play.
An excellent point, because this team is a very close, tight-knit team, and as you see, if you get out of their focus, or you seem like you're an individual, your clothes end up in the shower.
In the shower.
Yes, and I like that. I think that's great. Oh, what, you disrespected the team? You disrespected clothes in the shower room, douchebag. I'm going to get surgery and go to Buffalo, and I'll play with McDavid. Good. Goodbye.
Well, the other thing that the Jets will look back on if they don't make the playoffs is that game when they played the Blues here when Jackman picked the top right corner on Padlet center ice.
Oh, and well, another thing too is where's Calgary at? Calgary is they're
1
point.
They're 1 point ahead of LA.
They're 1 point. Yeah, they're 1 point ahead of LA in the so yeah, they could still find their way out. And then I mean, it really is a three-way race over there. It looks like Minnesota. They're 7-2-1. I think they're pretty much in. For the most
they're
part.
4 points up on Winnipeg.
Something would have to be crazy, like they lost their last 4 straight or something like that, 3 or 4 straight.
Yeah,
you know what?
The Dubnik's playing.
What? Dubnik's God. Dubnik deserves God. What'd you read, Matt?
Oh no, I was gonna say I just realized something about Calgary. Jerome McGinley left there to go to Colorado and Boston. But if you look now, they probably have a better team than Colorado and Boston. I don't think they'd make the same decision.
That's a really good point. Jesus.
Calgary isn't really that good.
Calgary's really not that good, but I do think they're a team of the future.
They have one line.
That's true. That's a damn good line, and it's just going to take a little bit of time to. Hey, look, I don't think going to the playoffs and getting a little experience, even getting blown out, is the worst thing for a young Calgary team.
No.
It's a long term, but they're not winning the Stanley Cup. They are not winning the Stanley Cup.
I think that's probably the one team in the West that you can say that probably won't make a deep run.
No, they are not going to win the Stanley Cup. But the experience now, I like the core of the team. So if you bring some, you make some move for some. See, Calgary, they don't pay big salaries out there, and that's one of the biggest weaknesses for that team. It's just a miracle they won a Stanley Cup in '89, or was it was that '90 or '89? That was '89 when Theo Fleury scored his big goal. I think that was against.
Chris Russell's had a big year for them on defense. He's got the most blocked shots in the league. He's played very well for them.
That team's a bullet, but I'd like to see them get in the playoffs. I'd like to get Johnny Hockey a little playoff experience. I think he's going to be a future face of the league. He's an interesting cat. He's from New Jersey. And I think he could potentially sell a lot of the game. And if he doesn't sell the game very well, he can always get in selling garden gnomes because he looks like them.
A life-size garden gnome of Johnny Goudreau.
I would get a Johnny Goudreau garden gnome. I would absolutely love it. And if you make a loud noise, it'll turn around, just like it did during the All-Star game. It turns around really quick. What else you got in the news, Jeff?
Okay, let's see. What do we got here? Slava Voinov had Achilles surgery.
Yeah, okay. We all know the law. You can't send a guy for prison for beating his wife when you're having Achilles surgery.
Right.
Good move.
Yeah.
Great move. Super. What else you got?
All right, so before the Penguins lost to the Flyers, they played them. They played them last week, and of course lost that game. Flyers ended up sweeping the series. I guess the one bright spot for the Penguins, Crosby got his 300th career goal.
Yes, and he bashed the team afterwards. It's funny. It's like I guess we were bad start to finish. Just weren't motivated. It's only Stanley Cup playoffs. It's only a career you can play 20 years tops if you're awesome. A game you can only play 20 years. This is the only way we're ever gonna make this kind of money again in our lives. Let's just take it easy. Take a nap with Evgeny. Jerks. Next, what do you got? What else you got?
Scott Gomez was fined about $1,500 for elbowing Alexei Yemlin.
Huh.
He should be fined for not being an elite player anymore. What happened to him? The fact that he's on the Devils is a miracle, and I have something tells me he's not going to be in the Devils next year. Because I think Lou's going to make some moves.
Yeah, maybe for some people who can win in a shootout.
What a disappointment.
Maybe you can trade him for McDonough like the Habs did.
Yeah, McDonough would have been a real... You imagine Ryan McDonough in Habs uniform
Trust
right now?
Me, I have imagined that.
It automatically makes them a contender and a serious playoff threat, if not a champion. I mean, that is kind of funny. Well, you have bias again. You hate English-speaking people up there in Quebec, and that's what you get. Don't be so biased. When I was a kid, the Habs, they're not this way anymore, but when I was a kid, the Habs were like the Boston Celtics of the early 1980s. They were all French, and they did everything to do to keep that team as French as possible. Of course, that can't happen anymore because the games got too big and the Europeans came in the league, but especially the Eastern Europeans. But it's like they've done everything they can do. So I think look, Lavigneault is from the Habs organization. He was actually, I think, Tyrion's boss at one time. Am I wrong about that? I think he brought Tyrion into the Habs organization, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure about that. Yeah,
he used to be the Habs coach, and he got fired, and I think Tyrion replaced him.
Yeah, and Tyrion. Yeah, okay. So then he went to Vancouver for a little while, and Lavigneault, I think, is one of the best coaches in the damn league. And I don't just say that as a Ranger fan. I mean, he really should be a Jack Adams candidate, considering the team was turned upside down again, and he was able to be even more dominant. He was able to put a better team on the ice when they ripped the captain out of his team. And now they're just a crazier, better threat. The only problem with the Lavigneault teams that I have is they tend to be a little not so tough on offense. 718-395-7660. 718-395-7660. You're more than welcome to come in and let's talk hockey. What else you got in the news, Chef?
Okay, well, Alexei Yemlin's taking elbows to the face. Drew Miller was taking a skate to the face.
Oh, God. Yeah, I saw that. Let me put that on the thing. If you haven't seen it, check this out, bitches.
Took 50 stitches to close the wound, and he was in the lineup the next game.
But you know what's really cool?
Thursday.
That's because he's a real hockey player. But you know what's really cool about the scar? He could be like a pirate in a movie now. He would just make a really great pirate, and he has a career in. You know what Drew Miller looks like now? He looks like a henchman for the bad guy that's shot up, so he can go into Hollywood and he could be a henchman. You know, the guy that with the eye patch or something like that. That would be awesome. That would be super. I'm sure he doesn't.
Yeah, too bad his brother Ryan couldn't pick up any tips from him and maybe block some pucks with his face, because he sure wasn't blocking pucks with anything else last year in the playoffs.
How old is he, Drew Miller? By the way,
Drew Miller.
Yeah.
Give me a second here.
How old is he? Because I think he's younger than me. And have you
seen
his
white hair?
Yeah, his hair's he's all like Ron Francis out. He's all got white hair and stuff. I don't have white hair.
He is 31.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Must
I'm
be
9
old.
years older than him.
He uses reverse just for men.
Does he? Why not? Maybe I should do that. Maybe I should just show up with gray hair one day and come in here. And just show up with freaking gray hair. Just bug everybody out. What else you got in the news there?
Well, if this wants to close. Okay, there we go. Ovi got his 50th goal. He's at 52 now, and he also passed Peter Bondra for the highest scoring capital in history.
Peter Bondra's a hell of a hockey player. Yeah, that's wonderful. I know you were like, actually, I have audio of you when you found out about it, you know?
I am dominating.
Yeah, no, that was the wrong one anyway. Oh, no, it was this one. That's every goal, Jeff. That's every single goal, Jeff. When Jeff, that's what Jeff does every time he scores from the outside the hash marks. Like, they did it again! Can you believe that?
It amazes me how nobody picks it up.
Is it just because, is the shot just so damn accurate there's nothing they can do about it? And that's what because, look, not every
still, you know where it's going. Even if you can't put it in the exact same spot every time, you know that's what they're going to do.
You know what we need to do? We need to talk to a real hockey coach, like somebody that's like at least done it professionally, and ask him, like, what would you do to stop that on a penalty kill? You know, like, how do you do you put a guy in the hash marks and just say, hey, you can't stand here because I'm standing here? I mean, that's.
I mean, I understand that messes up your box or diamond, whatever you're running.
It does.
But...
That's the mix of the box. That's why they won't do it. You know, because it screws up passive box. In fact, it kind of leaves some passing ice open. But I mean, there's nothing that can be stopped. Nothing can stop the Ovechkin shot.
Stamkos did it the other night.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, he did the same shot, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
you think the players are just too scared to block it, so they leave it open?
Well, you know what? When he had the hardest shot competition this year, here's a popular misconception. If you notice, mostly defensemen win the hardest shot competition. Mm-hmm. Forwards do not.
Ovechkin's got a ridiculously hard shot.
Yeah, for a forward, he has a defenseman shot for a forward, and that's what it is. It's ridiculously hard. It's ridiculously accurate. Obviously, if you're going to be a sniper, you have to concentrate on accuracy. So that doesn't mean you don't get to wind up from the point and just.
Plus, he doesn't fire that shot low. I mean, he's shooting that thing up high, and I take it people don't want to take a puck to the face.
Yes,
so.
I would absolutely agree with you. We got a caller on the line. None other than Shot from the Point superfan, Roy from Florida. Roy from Florida, how are you, sir?
Brunssack.
I'm awesome, Tommy. We beat up Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. You beat up Toronto.
And here's the best part. Roy.
I'm pretty sure Stephen Hawking could beat up Toronto.
But they beat them. If Toronto's season wasn't bad enough, Toronto got beat by the Boston Bruins in the shootout.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
I know Toronto's got their problems, but it's Toronto. So, but it's been a good time, man.
5-2-3. 5-2-3 is a definite good time. They won their last 5 in a row. This is a strong showing. Big hats off to me.
Took out Florida.
Yeah. Well, that's it for Florida. They pretty much they put Florida out of it. Hats off to Milan Lucic.
Where did he come from?
Yes.
Well, Panthers are playing at 5 today, aren't they?
Yeah, I think
they're
so.
out.
They're out though. Are they officially out? Are they in the death?
I believe they're officially out.
They were pretty much out when Boston beat them in the earlier in the week. I mean, they were pretty.
Yeah, they're 8 points back.
Yeah. Game
we
set.
We just got like 3 games next week at the end of the week.
Yeah, they're done. Florida's done.
Done.
So much for that Yager trade.
I don't want to play you guys. I'm telling you that right now.
It's like the Kings.
Oh no.
No, I don't. I do have a lot of respect for your team. I don't really want to get, and I think that's any team like a Washington or a Boston, or even an Islanders for that matter, for the Rangers. I'm afraid you guys can stop our speed, and it's just you're gritty, and then your grittiest guy is basically at the top of his game for the last 2 weeks. It's kind of a scary scenario for the New York Rangers. I hope somehow you end up playing Montreal. That would be great.
I'm really not scared about the Bruins, and I'm
Are
not
you
just saying
really
that 'cause
not
I'm a Habs
scared?
fan.
That is fascinating to me. You are seriously not scared about the Bruins. That is fascinating to me. Why?
Fuck off, Matt, you dirtbag.
No, why?
Well,
Seriously, explain yourself, fool.
We showed it multiple times that they can't rival with our speed. They're just too slow a team. I mean, we swept the entire series this year. It wasn't even close for the most part.
That's true.
And people say, oh, yeah, but you win one game. You can't win a 7-game series. But we've shown in the past that, yes, we can win a 7-game series. And I think Chara's too slow now. Your defense is too old. And I don't even think Tuukka Rask is even that good.
Woo! Do you have a response for that? That was actually pretty well put together, I think. Do you have a response for that, Roy?
No, whatever. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, it could be that way. It could look like that. But things can happen, man. Things can happen. We could dream. We could dream.
So you're pretty nervous going into that. You're giving Montreal a little too much credit that I'm more than I'm comfortable with, actually. So you're just happy making the playoffs, and you're just gonna give it your best. You're okay with a Boston Bruins season that ended up that way, Roy?
Yeah, I would like to be in the bracket at the end. If you're in the bracket at the end, it's good.
All right, Roy. Thanks a lot for calling, brother. Take care, Roy. Roy from Florida, big Boston Bruins fan from the New England area. Now he migrated to Florida, where he smokes tons of weed and puts bitches in line. That's Roy from Florida.
And for all those people who say that Boston are still tough, earlier this year there was a game against Montreal. Yes. There was 2 fights. And Montreal had the 2 knockouts, and one of them was Dale Weiss. When Dale Weiss knocks you out, your team is not tough.
Oh, Jesus. Well, I mean, you might say that maybe getting rid of Thornton was a bad idea. I don't understand. I don't blame the Boston Bruins hockey team. I blame the moves of management, and I think a house clearing is due if they don't make the playoffs. And even if they do make the playoffs, a house clearing is due. You had an identity. It could have been improved on with youth, but we traded the franchise player that had tons of youth. I don't know. I don't blame. I can't blame Z. I can't blame Lucic because look, when he's playing well, it's like once in a while. Let's face it. He's a checking forward. He's not a threat, but it's great when he is playing well. I don't blame these guys. They are getting older. As far as Tuukka not being that good, I don't know. How many?
Did you put him in the same category with Fleury? Overrated?
Beginning of the year, maybe. I got to see the stats because something tells me Matt knows the stats, and I'm afraid to say anything stupid, and so he throws the stats out in my face. But, I mean, I thought he's a goalie that sees a lot of shots, and he stops most of them. I'm very comfortable with Tuukka being one of the elite goalies in the league, but I think something.
I'd be completely comfortable with Tuukka back there, too.
But. Yeah. But I'm afraid if I look at the stats this year, I'm going to be like, that's not an elite goalie's numbers. That's what I'm afraid of.
I mean, for a while, people were putting him on the pedestal with Lundqvist, Quick.
Yeah, in the beginning of the season.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, at the beginning of the season. So, but maybe, that's the thing. This is Tuukka Rask's father on the subject. Thanks, Tuukka's dad. Well, he's really confident about Tuukka being in that as well.
His regular season stats. Yeah. I know he won the Vezina last year,
which I thought he deserved.
But yeah, it was very well deserved. But the playoffs against Montreal, he totally got outdueled by Carey Price, and
that's true.
They were massively outshooting us.
I would say Carey Price is a better goalie than, or a better goalie than Tuukka Rask, though. As far as
definitely.
Yeah, I mean, Carey Price is elite. He's going to win all the awards this year. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
Actually,
well, I guess if we're going by Mike Milbury's thought on goalies, Kari Lettinen's the best goalie in the NHL.
Kari Lettinen. How could your goalie? How could you have a good? How could your name be Lettinen?
Kari Lettinen.
Yeah. How does that happen? I would be like, Finnish dad, we need to change our name. I'm a goalie, and my name is Lettinen. And dad would be like, and that would be the end of that. What else you got in this?
Did you guys see, though, Pierre Maguire's reaction when the Habs drafted Price?
Oh,
Oh God, what a horrible thing! It's like,
You guys
yo,
need to
this
see it.
doesn't address. He considers himself a Montreal Canadian, by the way. This doesn't address the needs of the Habs. I can't believe it. No disrespect to Carey Price, but this is absolutely ridiculous. That was great. It's wonderful. Really, go look that up in the video. Go look up, not now. Go look up Carey Price's or Frenchie McFrenchman's reaction to Carey Price. It was absolutely a fantastic moment. Real quick before you get to the next news story, I had this guy. He wrote me. I think this is a video I made months ago. If you notice, I title the videos a little differently. I'll say Corey Crawford gets his face owned by Thomas Tatar. Because I like stuff like that. I think it's funny. It's cute. It draws interest. I've done it against my own team. I get this guy who's like a brony. You guys know what bronies are?
No.
Do you know what? You guys are too young for this. You remember My Little Pony? Or you probably don't even know.
Oh, yeah. The big
okay.
people.
Well, they have these guys, like these middle-aged dudes that are my age, right? And they fucking, if you can believe this shit, they worship My Little Pony like, I don't know, like Dave fucking worships like all the stupid thing he worships. But it's like really weird because My Little Pony, if you didn't know this for all millenniums, is for girls. You weirdo. So I get this like brony telling me that that he doesn't know how I have any subs because of the way I title my stuff, which I really couldn't understand, and that I'm like rude and like what do you think you're watching here? So I wrote him back and I said, look, I was like, I got nothing against Corey Crawford. I think Corey Crawford's one of the better goalies in the league. But here's the thing, and I did the numbers. All right, my female rating went up as far as I'm now 10% female, which has gone from 2 to 10% this year, which is amazing. 2% of people that clicked on all my videos, whether they're NHL related or not, 2% were female. This year, they're another 10% of female click on my videos, which is great, all right? Now, 90% are male, okay, between the ages of 24 and 35, okay? I'm assuming, just by the way statistics go, that 1% of those guys are gay, okay? All right, that click on my show, all right? All right, so I'm saying 98% of my fan base doesn't think it's mean to say Corey Price got his face owned. Have I put titles against the Blues and the Habs and the Rangers? Yes. And then I'm like, I couldn't believe it. So I basically told the guy, take your brony ass somewhere else. And he actually called me mean. And I forgot where I was going with this, to be honest with you. But I think I got to read it. I got to read this. This is absolutely unbelievable. I have bronies writing me, telling me that I'm mean. What, yeah. By the way, his name's Beanie Boo Collector. He's not really a brony. He collects. His name is Beanie Boo Collector, and he collects those beanie babies, which is real masculine. I don't know why he had such trouble. It's real shock that he had such trouble with the titles that I choose because they're so mean. And apparently, he's a really, really big Corey Crawford fan, which I like Corey Crawford too. But Jesus Christmas, now my fucking internet's not working right. God damn it.
Yeah,
I hope it's enough that says. I hope it doesn't shut down the show. But I basically told him like, fuck you. You know, like why is everybody so sensitive? And why do people who like get Beanie Boo, that trade Beanie Boo and not embarrassed to go on a hockey site? Like if I was really into Beanie Boo, I'd make another channel, and I'd call myself Bob, you know, and I wouldn't go on a hockey channel because I wouldn't want anybody to see me, you know. Like Jesus, like what the fuck's wrong with people? Bronies, I got bronies writing me saying I'm mean. Unbelievable.
I don't get that because I'd understand if there's maybe 3 people in the world who like My Little Pony, but this is like a huge community thing. Like,
yeah, I know.
How many people play with My Little Pony?
It's frightening. It's absolutely frightening. Like what's fucking wrong with people? I don't understand. Like everybody fucking lighten up. What else is in the news, Jeff?
We were talking about goalies a few minutes ago, and you know who is a pretty awesome goalie?
Who?
This guy named Patrick Bartozak of the Manchester Monarchs. He stopped a shot in the shootout, and with his head down the whole time, didn't even look up because he didn't hear the referee blow his whistle. And he stopped the shot.
Good for him. Good for him.
How much does the shooter suck?
Here's what he wrote. I have no idea why people...
Is it the Devils?
I have no idea why people subdue it all. All you do is hate the best because you're jealous. So a good lick trying to bring them down because you know they're way better than you, letter U, not just in sports, but in everything. Go, Corey, and everyone that's been hating. Who hates Corey Crawford? Anybody hate Corey Crawford here?
I do, because he turns into God when he plays the blues.
Yeah.
I do, because I went to school with his cousin, and I really didn't like her.
I don't like... Who has a problem with Corey Crawford? I don't have...
Other than that, no.
Nobody has a problem with Corey Crawford. How come my comment isn't here? What the hell is going on? Why do I have bronies writing me? Beanie Babies. Bronies. You're a grown man, and if you're a woman, you should be ashamed too. So if like, I'm a girl, so what?
These guys seem pretty sensitive. It sounds like they would get along pretty well with Joffrey Lupul.
Yeah, go write what's her face and tell her you support her for all those mean things that's said on the internet. All right, here's what I wrote. This message also applies to your other complaint. Every single hockey player in every major professional league is better than me at sports. Every single one. And it's true. It's true. If that was not the case, I'd be playing professionally. Duh. And so would Jeff, and so would Matt. And we'd be getting a lot more pussy. 2, I title the videos to create attention, and that is the way most heterosexual males talk about sports. Also, that is 89% of the types of people who click on my videos and watch my podcast. I have the data to prove it. And I'm just putting the 1% of them because I figure, 1% of the guys that kind of dig my stuff are homos. Nothing wrong with that. But that's
Whatever.
good. If I was doing a podcast for bronies like yourself, you can bet the titles would be really, really, really nice and super duper cute. I don't hate Corey Crawford, or most hockey players for that matter. I only hate Matt Cook. I really hate him because he's a sociopath like me. On this... no, I spelled something wrong. What a shock. On this... Oh, I got this right. No, I got this right. On this play, he got owned. Sorry, I hurt your stuffed animal feelings. I will continue to title videos the way I want, to create the tension that I want. Why? Because it's not about me. And here's a news flash. It's not about you either. The Blackhawks are not the only team in the NHL or the hockey world. I'm not reading the exact thing right away. You're going to have to find this shit. But NBC thinks they are. NBC thinks they. I will do what I see fit. Have a nice day. And go fuck yourself. God. Jesus
Did you write that
Christ.
last part?
No, it's bad enough I got guys that can't figure out that I'm not making Samus Giggins songs, making fun of Sam and Giggins songs rap song. It's bad enough that I got people screaming at me for pointing out that they're rooting for tanking. And after I point out that they're rooting for the tanking, they deny it, even though they have 20 teats saying they're rooting for tanking. I got bronies. Go figure. Open your own YouTube channel. See how it works out for you. What's the next story, Jeff?
All right, let's go with this. I'm looking forward to getting to this. So we can argue that the Maple Leafs are the biggest laughing stock in Toronto right now. But this could be a very close number 2 because former mayor Rob Ford joins the Hall of Fame board of directors.
Wow. Whose dick did he suck? Holy Christmas. A little background on Rob Ford, everybody. He was unceremoniously...
He likes the cocoa.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he was ceremoniously removed from the Toronto's mayorship for breaking into the Toronto Gate Hotel and stealing... No! He was smoking crack! He was a mayor of a major North American city, not in Mexico, smoking crack! He's not the first, and he won't be the last.
And this was just very recently, too.
So they put him... is the NHL in charge of the Hockey Hall of Fame? I guess not.
Probably not.
No!
I didn't look at...
This only could have been decided by Canadian politicians. This is because it makes no sense. Absolutely no sense. Let me ask you something, Matt. Is is Toronto more of a conservative or a liberal town? I would assume it was a liberal town, right?
It was conservative, but it's really changing now to liberal.
Yeah, because the one conservative is like...
Dave Rose is dying to get in on this.
Yeah, I'm sure. And the one conservative in Toronto is smoking crack. He smoked crack! And he hung out with Snoop Dogg. And yeah, he's kind of cool because he's a fucking mess. Dave Rose, you're allowed to call in and comment on this. But only this, and you have to come back from the Rose Report. If you want to comment on this. But it has to be quick. He's smoking crack. What else you got? He's smoking crack. Let's put him on the Hall of Fame. If it's
That's
not
not even the worst
enough.
thing he's done.
What's that?
He's done much, much more things than that.
Like before or after? Because after he really cut loose, you know?
I don't know. Yeah, later on, like there's this scene during the Parliament.
Yeah.
And he's running for some reason. I think he needed to go to the bathroom. And there's this old lady in the way, and he just pushes her, and she falls on her ass.
I wonder if he's the only like politician I think I ever would have a shot on getting this show. You know? That's unbelievable. He's a crack smoking guy, and well, at least he hates commies. I do too. What else you got in the news?
The Swedish prosecutors, they're looking for the arrest of Andre. I can't say his last name. DeVoe.
Yes, I have.
Andre DeVoe.
Check this out.
They're going. They got a warrant for his arrest because of that ridiculous slashing attack he had on the.
God, look at that.
I don't know, whoever they were playing.
If you look
went up to him during warm-ups, just took a huge Happy Gilmore swing at his leg, and then took him down and started beating on him.
If you look at your screens right now, I actually took the file.
Oh, beautiful.
I think this is actually worse than the Marty McSorley swing on Broussard back in, I think it was 99 or 98. I mean, this is just
ridiculous.
This is just unbelievable. And they filed criminal charges against this maniac, correct?
I believe they did. Yes.
I have seen some fucked up shit, and I've even seen things get out of control in your warm-ups. But I have never seen a guy standing on center ice, staring.
He attacks him from behind too.
Yeah, staring on center ice with absolutely no idea what's going on. There is no. These guys are warming up. I mean, it took everybody off guard because he's like. I mean, admittingly, I have it in slow motion here, but I mean, it's just like, oh my god, like he could have killed him. It really is amazing.
Yeah, he is. His contract with the team was terminated, and then right after that, he releases a statement, apologizing and saying he's not a violent person.
I'm not a violent person, even though I was a former enforcer in the NHL. Correct? Am I right about that?
Yeah.
And he could have killed that guy. That first swing, if it hit his head, it would killed somebody. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. I've never wrong one. I've never seen anything like that in my life. I've never seen. Well, actually, let's look at the other question. I've been going.
Maybe he should have worked on swinging at the puck instead of people.
Yeah, I know.
Maybe he wouldn't be playing in the Swedish league.
Yeah. Like they need enforcers. You get a game misconduct for fighting, you big dummy. Get out of there. Hey, listen, to show you, I've been on this big criticism on tanking all week and Dead on Dave, and I never really expected to go as far as it did. But if you look at this, the NHL for a short period of time actually engaged. Go to at NHL_shop. For a short time, they were selling the Buffalo Sabres, Edmonton Oilers, Coyotes, and Toronto Maple Leafs jerseys as, get this, Tank Wars. And they were actually advertising Tank Wars. Of course, this was taken down. But this just goes to show you what I was saying before. And it's actually a bigger problem than most of you think. We got a problem with integrity in the game. We have powerful reporters like Greg Wyshynski, Puck Daddy, and even TSN openly talking about tanking. Tanking, do I have to remind you, is when you play purposely bad.
If they use the word tanking, they're just trying to make up excuses for their team sucking.
They're making up. They are, because nobody's tanking. We've seen the situation with Phoenix and Buffalo, and Buffalo pounded them.
Buffalo just nearly beat Chicago.
Yeah, exactly. They've been playing hard all season. I don't think Ted Nolan would tank. He's a lot of things, but he's not like that. They're not even talking about tanking. You know, what they're talking about is the teams sending off all their players not to give them a playoff shot. Well, I got to be honest with you. In both the Phoenix Coyotes and the Buffalo Sabres part, it was called clearing the deck. I mean, you got to clear the deck eventually. They went a couple years. These teams are awful. Arizona hasn't been in the playoffs since 2012. Buffalo has had a stacked hockey team with one of the best goalies. I don't know what happened to friggin' Ryan Miller. I mean, God, he was like an American hero a couple years ago. Now you wouldn't even know his name. Are the Canucks in the playoffs? They're probably safe.
They're still in a playoff spot.
They're pretty much safe. But I mean, he's questionable over there. He just hasn't been. That's another story altogether. But I mean, it's amazing. Like, I really think Puck Daddy with their Tank Wars logo, their Connor McDavid on a tank logo, it's actually hurting the integrity of the game. And to get to the point where you're advertising, the NHL site is advertising it. Tanking means losing on purpose. This is really serious, stupid. It's unbelievable. I don't know how you could do that. Now, they took it down, but somebody really has to step up and say enough is fucking enough. I mean, it's just insane. They're not tanking. Those teams suck. Look, there's 28 teams in the league, right? Right, Matt?
It's 30.
30. There's 30 teams in the league?
30.
Yeah, they really don't need any more teams. 30 is enough. There's 30 teams in the league. 28 teams. What do I know? There's 28 teams when I was a kid. Somebody's going to finish in last place. And what they really need to do, and dead on Dave, as you were dead right, by the way, dead on Jeff, if it doesn't matter, if Buffalo finishes last, they're guaranteed Eichel. And here's the best part, from what I'm told.
Yeah, Dave.
Well, Dave fucked this up, too. Apparently, from what I've read, there's a real fall-off in talent after Eichel. It is not as deep as draft as maybe previously reported. So, like, it's Eichel and McDavid. Their potential, like, Hall of Fame guarantees. Everybody else, and somebody will come out of that draft and turn into a star.
They're pretty much guaranteed game changers.
Yes, they change it.
Franchise changers.
And if not, I mean, this is the new Crosby Ovechkin. We're in a new era now. Crosby and Ovechkin are now pushing 30, and I think Ovi turns 30 in September, if I'm not mistaken, August or September. So
gray hair.
Yeah. So I mean, it's time for the new breed to come in. But to sit there and talk about this and not fight back, Gary Bettman, I disagree with Dave before.
Where's Bettman?
Gary Bettman's got to fight up against it. They have to call Greg Wyshynski out by name and say, stop saying that. It's not true. It almost seems like, to me, that they like the idea of tanking because it goes against sort of the macho way of, like, that we don't lose even if we're last place. We play hard every night. Players play. They're always going to play. And I got to be honest with you, if your team sucks and you have a bunch of high-played profile players that are overpaid and not performing on the ice,
they're going to be dumped.
There's only one thing you can do is dump them. And if that gets called tanking, only in a year when a game-changing player like Connor McDavid is, it's not tanking. It's not tanking. And you know what I wish these guys would do? Instead of laughing about this, because it's created – I saw a Toronto fan give a Buffalo fan a high five. That's disgusting. And because it's becoming acceptable. It's hurting the game. The NHL should be all over this. They're hurting the integrity of the game.
Buffalo's full of losing anyway. I mean,
yeah, it's just. But I got to be honest with you. I watched a lot of Buffalo games this year, probably fucking 5 more than I should have. They play hard. I hate to say it. Everybody says I'm dumb. It's so funny when I say nice things about Buffalo. I don't hear a fucking thing. When I make fun of Sam Miskikinson's rap song, I take shit. When I say it's disgusting,
I don't see a lazy team at all in
I
Buffalo.
don't think they're a lazy hockey.
They suck. They just suck. They suck.
They're not a good hockey. There's probably fucking too many AHL talented players up there and not enough NHL talent up there. And not enough playoff experience.
It's crazy how that works.
It's insane. And let me tell you something. If you're so concerned about it, they're not. They like the tanking because they want to destroy the macho, I won't lose under any circumstances. They want to be able to sit there and say, hey, look, they lost on purpose. They're not who they say they were. There is no code in hockey. That's what they want to do. That's what these media types want to do. And it's disgusting, and the NHL should be all. And you're right. And I thought maybe Dave was off base a little bit, saying Gary Bettman should have got involved, but I absolutely think they should get it. It's the integrity of the game. It's like the most important part. You don't have integrity. Look, they got rid of, they banned, they call it 8-man out, and the reason, the 1918 World Series, they fucking got rid of 8 guys and banned them from playing baseball. They banned them from earning a living because of what they did with gamblers. 70 years later, they got rid of Pete Rose for just being associated with gambling, even before they were able to prove it. It's
he's potentially coming back though.
I hope so. I've had enough of that
him.
shit. You realize I was actually in Little League when they banned him. That's how long it's been. But it's the reason baseball was so crazy about it is because, and you know what? If they keep Pete Rose away, that's fine. I don't have a problem with that either. But he's been treated. The reason I want Pete Rose back is because they use him when they want to use him, and then they throw him away when they want to throw him away, and that's bullshit. So that's why I kind of want to see him get back in. But at the same time, like if the baseball says no, you broke the sin, you broke the rule. That's it. And hockey should do the same thing. They got to protect the integrity of the game. It's absolutely the most important thing. And if you notice, I'm like on a big friggin' Tommy C rant here. It actually really concerns me. It's just, it's like these fucking hockey writers. It's like they want to destroy it. It's unbelievable to me. What else you got in the news, Jeff?
Okay, well, we all know Pittsburgh is not a very tough mentally or physically team.
No.
But NBC Sports Network analyst Brian Engblom is, because he took a puck off the face.
Yeah.
And stayed in there.
Yeah, well, is he an ex-player? No, he's not. Brian Engblom's creepy. He didn't age very well when he used to be on ESPN when I was a kid, and he scares me. He looks like the guy that stands next to Dracula and tucks him in his coffin. But he's definitely no pussy. Brian Engblom. I don't know. He creeps me out. Was that the guy that Torts told off all of you? Are you going to tell me anything about that? No. And he just walked away, and Engblom looked all dejected and shit. Was that him? I think it was.
It might have been.
Yeah, it was funny. Engblom looks like he's in pain. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about? Am I right, Jeff?
Maybe.
He does.
Maybe. I don't know.
He used to have more energy.
You'd get a puck to the face.
No.
Yeah, true. I mean, getting a puck to the face might bring that down a little bit.
Well, I didn't see the clip because I probably would have laughed. But no, I'm just talking in general. I want to, I want to see if Brian Engblom's okay. I'm worried about Brian Engblom. And I'm worried about Daniel Bryan. What? I got to stop fucking reading the chat. What else you got in the news?
The Team USA women beat Canada in the World Championship for the winning their fifth championship in the last 6 years. Too bad they can't get Olympic gold, but
those Canadians show up. Those girls show up in the game. What are you gonna do? I mean, both teams are great. Both teams I got a ton of respect for, but got to keep putting the foot in the right direction. And you know what? It's really important for Team USA to win, more so than it is for Canada. So to promote the game, so we can have an Olympics. If Canada keeps winning all the time, these smaller events, we're not going to have the girls in the Olympics. So go USA, go USA, go USA, go, and maybe one day.
Hey, it's a championship.
Yeah. It's not like God. It's not like us. We haven't won a fucking gold medal in almost 40 years in anything hockey related. Well, wait a minute. The girls beat the Canadians.
Well, yeah. I mean, the girls have gotten gold medal. I don't remember.
I don't remember really close last time.
The Canadians are just a little bit better, and that's what.
And last time the guys won it was 80.
Hey, speaking of, he's not really a friend of the show, but he's somebody I sort of pay attention to. A big shout out to Power Play with CJ. He's actually in Malmo, Sweden right now, and he's doing interviews with the girls. I know he wouldn't dare associate himself with me because I think he's trying to grow up to be. He's only like 15 or 16 years old, and I know he wouldn't dare associate himself with me, which is probably a good move. I'll be perfectly honest with you. But he's in Malmo right now in Sweden interviewing the American girls, and I just wanted to say sincerely that I love your passion, kid, and I really wish you the best. And I would really help you if I didn't think it would hurt you when you went to college. But if you want to learn how to use XSplit or something, I would talk to you privately, and I wouldn't tell anybody about it. But good guy, and the interviews are good, and they're not getting any attention because he doesn't have a very big channel, and it's only really a little smaller than mine. But big shout out to Power Play CJ, and I wish the best to him, and I think that's really cool. He's doing a great job, and he sounds like a real pro. Why don't you sound like a real? Why don't you stop cursing? Because I don't want to do that shit. Good luck, CJ. What else you got in the news?
Okay, the King earlier this week, King signed Tanner Pearson to a 2-year extension. Good for him. Mm-hmm. Gordie Howe made it to his 87th birthday.
Yeah, we didn't think we'd be saying that.
No, back in December we were basically giving him his eulogy.
Yeah. Oops. Oh, I didn't mean to hit that sound effect. No, but he did. He was like, he's all ready to go, and he's happy, and he's ready to go.
So it's good to know that all those hockey games he played haven't caught up to him yet.
Well, we couldn't, it's like Jake says, when something does. I mean, look, we're all going to die, so I'm not going to ruin Cordy's death or anything. But when he does, they're going to blame the concussions, The man's taking his life taken away at 87 years old. What a shame. He might have made 93 if he hadn't played NHL hockey. I'm waiting for that shit.
But that's just to prove how tough hockey players really are.
I think Gordie Howe's a genetic freak. If you take pictures, I'm not trying to be like homo or anything, but and it's okay if you are a homo, so no homo. If you look at his body, like when he's a young guy, I mean, he looks like a fucking action figure, and he looks.
It's okay. Amazing. I mean, you can come out and say it. I mean, Dave says Dead on Dave says he'd love to get plowed by Roman Reigns. So.
Yeah, I heard that. And now that I'm thinking about it, show everybody your abs, Matt. Jeff, not your abs.
Does that matter, Jeff?
No, Jeff. Let's see your abs.
Don't you have the picture?
What? No, I want to take your shirt off, baby.
What? Nah, I'm good.
Come on.
I'll do that later.
I got the young guys. I got the young staff today. I'm going to take advantage of them. All right, if my wife is standing here, would it make you feel better?
What? Oh.
Nah, she's not.
Come on, Jeff.
Come on, Jeff.
Pour some
don't be a pussy. Don't be a pussy. Dominate.
I'm fucking dominating this game, and it's a tie game.
Here he goes. Matt's going to take his shirt off.
All right.
Here he is. You got to see this shit.
Go.
Yeah! No homo.
Did it get hot in here all of a sudden?
Woohoo!
See, you should just catch me when I get home from the gym, and it could be nice. And
I wish you lived here so you could actually yell at me and stuff and say, oh, "Jesus, you were in the army. Why are you such a pussy? I could do more than that, And then I'd get really mad and probably would quit and cry. Actually, I'd be like, I
hate hockey and I don't like kids.
Exactly, Emilio. What's his name in the movie? Coach what?
Bombay.
Coach Bombay.
I hate hockey and I don't like kids.
That's not a good pep talk.
Gordon Bombay. Watching all three of those Ducks movies makes me feel much better about myself as a skater.
Yeah, because none of those kids can skate. I mean, it was like they were and
the fact that they have to add sound effects for the shots.
Oh yeah, right.
They make the puck sound like it's going 107 miles an hour.
Yeah, they put the sound effects in because they probably broke their sticks, and every time they swung it, it was so awkward looking. Broke their sticks in the ice. It's ridiculous.
Deb says a free strip show. More, please.
Well, see, sex sells.
See, okay. I'll just go to the gym right before the show starts. So
that's what I'm going to tell this girl.
They'll be nice and toned.
That's what I'm going to tell this girl that I'm going to plug later. Which I expect all the women that listen to the show to give this girl a chance. By the way, but she's cute. I'm not saying she should put a bikini on when she does it, but it wouldn't hurt. I wouldn't say that to her. I'll say that on here. I'll be real professional when she's in her face. So now
Deb wants to see Matt's hairy chest.
Do it. Do it. I want to see your hairy chest. Yeah, guys on the show.
I would, but I left the window open as a breeze. I don't want to.
Oh, get the fuck out of here! You were fucking I'll do it and shit with Jeff. Get the fuck out of here with your breeze. I want to see your nipples fucking sticking out and fucking poking in the eye and shit. Dude, take your shirt off.
Yeah, no, I'm not Jeff. I don't have muscle.
I know. That's you're pussing out. You're pussing out.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, hey guys, can tell you what? I'll do it if you do it, and I'm way heavier than you. How about that? I'll take my shirt off if you take your shirt off. Fair enough?
No, I'm not.
Come on, do it. You can't fucking bust Jeff's balls like that and not do it.
I complimented him. I didn't bust his balls.
Yeah, you did. You're like, oh, come on, do it, be a man. Your turn. Come on, do it.
Here,
do it. Just lift it up really quick. I'll do it too.
Just the stomach.
Just the stomach. Yeah, anything funny. Let's see it. Come on, do it. Deb's waiting for you. Come on.
You go okay.
Come on, you got to do it. Do it for the show. You guys are dedicated. Here we go. Do it for the show.
Tell me while he's getting up, if you check out
Facebook, you don't look that bad. Yesterday. You were getting a weight loss was that a gut, or do you have fucking definition too? Do you have definition? Are you doing sit-ups?
It's a gut.
Okay, good. And I feel better.
I think so.
All right, here I go. Yeah. Well, you still look better than me. And by the way, I lied. I'm not showing my my belly. I've just lied to you because I'm that kind of jerk.
Oh wow, who's the pussy now?
You can call me pussy all I want. I run shit.
You know, my aunt watches this show.
I can't imagine us cursing like this in your family because it's so funny. Like, I would imagine if I met your family, I'd be like really respectful and stuff, and they're like, "That's the guy," you know. That's the guy. I'm watching the replay right now. Yeah, and I'm not doing it. Fuck you guys.
Wow.
I'm like that guy that asks you.
Doctor.
I'm like that guy. He's like, "Did you ever suck your own dick?" "Oh, come on, admit it. I'll admit it." It's like, "Nah, man, I never did that." I'm that guy. You have anything else in the news, Jeff?
Let's see here.
Frenchie Benz
the
is Tommy's
San Jose
Cronin.
Sharks' new affiliate is going to be named the San Jose Barracuda. Okay.
Ooh, Barracuda's a tough fish too. Yeah, keep the theme. Do you want to be a Barracuda, son? You want to stay down here, or do you want to move up to San Jose and be a
Yarmer
Shark?
Yager tied Ron Francis for 4th on the all-time points list.
Ron Francis, good numbers. Yarmer Yager, top 10 hockey best players ever?
Yarmer Yager?
Probably, right?
Can't really argue it, can you?
Yeah, he's in the top 10 of scoring, so.
Yeah, not really.
That video I made, it was really just, I don't have to pat myself on the back, but I got to pat him on the back. They're his highlights, but I mean, it's just, he was just a frightening hockey player at one time. I think the problem with Yarmir is he's fucking weird. He's a weird guy. Strange dude.
Yeah,
Who's your favorite hockey player?
Creepy.
I mean, yeah, we
there
pretty
is
much got the
something.
tip off of that when he came up in the late 80s, early 90s.
You know what it is? He's Eastern European, and they're all weird. Sorry. I don't want to keep Eastern Europeans. They're just weird. They creep me out. Like the Central Europeans, like the Northern Europeans are weird, but I don't think they'll stab me in the neck and then drink the blood and laugh at the top of their lungs. But the Eastern Europeans, I get that vibe, and the Western Europeans are Central Europeans are a bunch of pussies, except for the English, who I like, who I generally like to be around, mostly because they speak the same language. All right. Anything else in the news? Where we go?
I think that'll wrap it up.
You wrap it up
for the news. Not much in the news this week.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. It really wasn't. I can't yell at you this week. I can't yell at you this week because I did it I did the news myself, and I was like, oh, ain't shit to talk about. I got some stuff though. I think I wrote some stuff down. I think you covered everything, if I'm not mistaken. We got everything. We got a call from Deb. Here we go. They're probably gonna tell me to take my shirt. Guess what? She's got another thing coming. It ain't happening. Deb from Texas, you're on the air.
Well, that certainly took a turn.
Yeah, that was hot, right? What do you think?
Matt should, quit selling himself short because that's pretty sexy.
Is it really sexy? Maybe that's why I have 10% female people now. Female people. Then maybe that's why I have 10% female viewership. Female people.
Yeah, see, Matt looks like he does take some pride in his appearance.
Yeah, he does. He's a metrosexual. And you're just a dumb jock. I want to be big.
No, not a real big argument there.
It's no shock that I got you to call in, Deb. So do you want to rate them for us?
I think if
Rating?
Jeff were in my school growing up, he'd bully me.
Who, me?
No, Jeff.
No, I don't think he would.
I wasn't.
I don't think Jeff would.
I was mainly quiet. I didn't usually start the conversation.
But your friends were all bullies, weren't they? I bet. You just kind of sat there and watched it, right? And you're like, thank God that shit ain't me. No?
No, not really.
Really? Well, you're a family guy too, right? You're really family oriented. You know what it is? Maybe Jeff is actually a decent person and didn't need to humiliate people to make himself feel good. Wish I was like that.
But say you were in my school and it's the first day of school.
Yeah.
What would go through your head when you saw this? What would you think?
Are you talking to me?
Deb, no, he's talking to Deb. Deb, can you answer that question?
I'm talking to Jeff.
Jeff? I don't think Jeff would have done anything to you.
I wouldn't have done anything. You're a person.
Yeah, you see, Jeff, he was, you know what it is, he was raised right.
I mean, if you're not coming in with a dynamite vest on, I'm probably not going to look twice.
I think, although we could be friends. Hey, I like hockey too. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
do you want to rate them, Deb?
Yeah, if
Are
I
you
was
saying
being
rate or
completely
rate?
honest,
Yeah, go ahead. Be completely honest. I'm completely honest.
Matt would be like a 7.5.
Ooh, okay. And then and Jeff, 8.
Just to be like an 8.
Jeff, yeah, I think that's right back. That's right back. Right back. Yeah. Can I be completely honest?
What?
If I was single, you'd be the happiest girl in the whole world. You know that?
One for your life.
I would. Not only would I buy you hockey jerseys, but I would make you scream and shout.
Coming up next on How to Catch a
It's
Predator.
too bad. It's too bad there's such an age difference and I didn't meet you. I love you, Debbie. Virtual hug.
Yeah, you buy me all the Tays jerseys I could handle.
I wouldn't have a problem, and I'd cut that deal that you could bang him if we met, and I wouldn't even let it ruin our marriage. You know that?
It was even better.
What's that? But you can't leave.
Even better.
You couldn't leave him. But you know what? You'd be disappointed because you know what happened? That moment would come. And you'd be like, remember when you said? And I said, yes, baby. And I love you so much that I'm going to honor my agreement. And you can engage in relations with Jonathan Tays. And you know what happened? That would happen. And you would get your dream. And you'd come back. And you know what? You'd say, you know what? That was
What?
wonderful. But I still need you. That was like a ride at the park. It was fun to do once. But I have you for life, Tommy. I have you. There you go. That's what
Enjoy
you gotta do,
the
Matt.
nightmares.
That's what you got to do, Matt. You got to make the chicks laugh. You got to know what that line is. Like right there. That was. I got to teach Matt. I get both you guys because both you guys aren't getting laid.
Tommy, I'm convinced you write this stuff.
I don't. I just have a fucking.
Pretty sure you rehearsed that night.
I have like a 15-year-old penis.
Great job there, Maya Angelou.
No, I have I have the penis of a 15-year-old. It's always fucking rock hard and ready to go. That's all I think about. That's what it is. I think about. Oh yeah, it's hard. No, it is. I'm very. No, it's not that. I'm always thinking about women. That's like thing. I think about sport and women and politics, and the politics part is what pisses everybody off about me. It's just the type of guy I am. I think about women. My wife loves me because I'm like that. Because I'm manly. And if I look like Jeff, I'd probably be like, wow, he's so manly. This is a manly show. We got to see abs. We got to talk about sex. It was great. I always wanted to do that. What about you? What do you think, Deb? I love you. You know that, right? Maybe in our next life. Maybe in the next life.
Yes, you told me that.
Yeah. But maybe in our next life we could be together. And you know what it is in life? You and Andy can switch. You know what I mean? You're like, well, we'll just go back and forth. Or maybe I'll come back as a Mormon. And I can have you both.
Oh God.
Love you, Deb. I'll talk to you later. Take care.
Okay.
Take care.
Oh my God. Rose report.
Did you want to talk about hockey though?
No.
Okay.
No, we ran out of new stuff, so I got to be myself. Too much information. Dude, Ben, you're French. You're supposed to be like, oh, well, oui, I will take care of you better than Tommy C because I speak French. Come on.
Tommy, if you really want to please Ben, look at the picture I sent you a few minutes ago.
Let me check.
You're first to see.
All right, first to see it. Where? On Facebook or Google
Yeah.
Plus? On Facebook? Hold on.
Yeah, I was going to use it to plug my workouts.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I can't wait. Actually, this is a picture of a naked Russian guy. Some coach that flipped out in the friggin' in a KHL minor league game or something.
Only in Russia.
Yeah, only in Russia. This guy just took his shirt. Like, imagine being so mad you just took your shirt off. I mean, that's like funny. That's like funny. Oh, God.
Okay, whoever's talking about Nickelback in the chat, just stop. You know what? I'd rather be Drew Miller and take a skate.
Is it in the chat or directly to me?
Nickelback.
Is it in the chat?
I don't know. I just looked at the chat and I saw Nickelback.
Holy shit. Yeah, I'm putting this on. You're going to eat your heart out, Deb. You're going to forget me. I don't know if that's possible, but...
Well, this coach is in better shape than Phil Kessel.
He sure is.
Yeah.
He
I suddenly feel better about myself.
Check this out, ladies and gentlemen. Holy crap. I mean, really, Jeff, that's amazing. Did you think about working out like all day and shit? Holy Christmas.
Me?
Yeah.
No,
is that like you're really into it, though, I imagine, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you go to wrestling school? I bet you'd love to do it.
I told Dead on Day this. If I would have got into it, maybe a few years before than when I did, I definitely probably would have done it.
Wrestling isn't like that. Wrestling isn't like that. It's like if you're about the right age to start. It's not like look. Nobody grows up in fucking little league professional wrestling. Now's the time.
I've definitely thought about it.
I would think about this though. Look at those guys. Make sure you have a resistance to doing drugs. Let me tell you that, and because that's the worst part of the whole sports entertainment thing. And be ready to be crippled when you're older. But Jesus Christ,
don't need to worry about that. I am
that's unbelievable.
I am a straight edge.
You are. Are you? You're not straight edge like in that stupid gang. You're straight edge because you're straight edge. You're like that's the way you do things, right?
Right. Well, yeah. I'm not.
You're not going to beat me. You're not going to slap a cigarette out of my mouth at an Earth Crisis.
Right. Yeah.
Concert,
I don't care. I don't care if you like to snort vodka, but
I'd like to do that right now. I also like to call Dave Rose and get the Rose report. Let's see how bad he is. Actually, I like today's show. I had fun looking at everybody. And then we're gonna call it a day. I gotta put Dr. D. I gotta remind. I gotta get this girl's flag right or this plug correct. Dave Rose, DV's Dave Rose for the Rose report. Here he comes. Hopefully in a funny hat. Will he have a fun? No,
today.
DV's Dave Rose. You look great, Dave. Why do you look so? You look really happy. You look great.
He might ask you to take your shirt off.
He's adopted a new team.
You look great.
I'm a good liar.
You're a good liar? No. Oh, really? No, you look happier than usual. You look like you just got off the stage with Neil Peart. What's on your mind, and what's the Rose report?
Okay, let's go with the Rose report today. It was a fairly good show, really chalked up with a lot of information.
Yeah,
Matt looking very handsome as ever, but you got to get some sun on you, buddy. You look like powder. Good news. Very good news.
Hey, if he looks like powder, Rob Ford will be all over him.
Yeah.
Leave Rob Ford alone.
Well, why? Come on. I mean, he's a crackhead.
Because first of all, Toronto is a bastion for liberal-minded morons.
Yeah.
Pinkos, as he had Don Cherry say, actually in the chamber of...
I saw it. I saw that, by the way.
And the thing is, he had a crack problem. Guess what? He was actually taking the city in the right direction, cutting bureaucratic excess.
Really? And he's
expanding the subway system appropriately because our city is a joke.
Really? Well, I mean, that's all well and
so
good.
You know what? I'll take someone who smokes crack any day over these idiots that have done actually way worse. Getting caught with prostitutes, taking money, conflict of interest. Mm-hmm. He's got his problems, but the rest is way worse if you can believe that.
Well, you notice when like a famous liberal celebrity gets, it's always like, oh, we have to support them. This is their time. This is an addiction. It can affect anybody. And then if it happens to a righty, it's like. The end of the world. I mean, look at the Rush Limbaugh situation when he got caught doing painkillers, which can really anybody get hooked on that. I saw it in the Army. Anybody can. I don't care. Even as straight edge as Jeff is, anybody get hooked on painkillers. That shit's like fucking heroin. It's unbelievable. I've seen people's lives destroyed because of it, and they never smoked a joint or had a beer before it. So it does seem to be a little bit of a double standard.
Marion Barry, mayor of D.C., got reelected after being caught with a prostitute smoking crack.
And that's the same. That's what I was going to go through too. They were saying like, I don't care. That was like the argument back then. Like, because I remember that it happened. I was like 11 or 12 when it happened, and it was like, well, he's a good mayor. Who cares if he smokes crack? I mean, it's always such a double standard. He wasn't a good mayor. He was awful, and D.C. was a fucking dangerous shithole when he was mayor. But I mean, that was like the same sort of excuse. Here's what I'm going to say about this, Dave. I'm sure I would agree with a lot of Rob Ford, but I don't really think Rob Ford. I think he's like the charismatic politician, and I don't know. What do you call it? The Republican Party?
He's the stone cold version of a mayor. He's totally blunt, improper, truthful, and focused on doing the job.
Didn't he say something recently like, somebody said that I don't get enough pussy. That's not right. I get a lot of pussy at home. And did he really say that?
He said that in a live broadcast.
He said something like, I have plenty to eat at home.
But he said pussy. He said the word pussy, I mean, which is great because it's like my favorite word in the world.
Oh, I gotta search that.
Yeah, it's really good. It's really good. Okay, where else we got? But you know what? I feel for Rob Ford a little, and I wish Rob Ford would get the same. It's an addiction. He does not. He's never going to get that because he's a righty. But at the same time, I don't know if you could be smoking crack and be a mayor.
Oh, Rob Ford, plenty to eat at home. Okay.
He's run. He's run a lot of businesses. He never spent any of the money that he was given when he was a counselor. Always sent it back, unlike everyone else, charging the full amount. So if you want to look for a fiscal conservative, that would be him. Now, back to the topic at hand.
Sure.
Very interesting about tank wars. With the NHL and stuff, they could have chosen better words for that. The whole Bettman situation, I kind of agree with you there, Tommy, but I still think Bettman should be taken out and but you know my opinion on that.
Yeah. I don't think
comment about faced own with the bronies and stuff.
Yeah.
Those people, in my blunt opinion, have a mental issue, and I would say get some help. Now, if you further can't accept that, go watch Graham Hull's video today that he made called Mitches.
Mitches. I saw it.
And trust me, then you'll understand exactly what Tommy is trying to say in a more diplomatic manner. But if you want it uncensored, go to see that video.
I'll be perfectly honest with you. I love when people send me this stuff so I can have something to talk about, and they just picked him. I wish I'd had it in front of me because I hedged on doing it or not because I didn't know if I wanted to do the Buffalo Sabres and them at the same time. I didn't know if I wanted to do that. But I think it's funny, and I really don't care what these guys believe. But it does seem that, look, we always had these like kind of weaker guys when I was growing up. But at the same time, like I've never seen so many of them. It was always like cool to say curse words on the internet and say dirty stuff. Now it's like a medical problem. And yeah, I think you're right. I think they have the medical issue. And it's like, I'm sure he's fucking like freaking the fuck out what I sent him. Yeah, have a nice day and fuck off, you brony. And by the way, there's nothing wrong with being a brony or homo or whatever you want to be. No problem. But you know what? Don't start shit with anybody, not just me. And then cry victim when
especially
they
with the
fire
title
back.
of a, you know.
It's just a title. I just said he owned his face. I've said that. Look, I've said goals against Henrik Lundqvist. I've done the same thing. It's
do
just
bronies own that phrase?
Yeah. I don't know that.
All right, 2 more points to summarize this episode of Shot from the Point Live. Jeff taking his shirt off with the whole peer pressure applied to Matt.
I thought that was interesting.
And I kind of saw that going in that direction. And then I thought to myself, Tommy's not going to take off his shirt.
No way.
I was right. But peer pressure sure as hell doesn't work on me.
Yeah, you're too old. I knew that right away. I wouldn't even have made
All
the
right,
move.
now maybe we're going to have a bodybuilding competition, me and you, you know? If this should take off, you know? Then we can compete like that.
Yes.
I'm not too old. What are you talking about?
You're too old to fall for that shit. You know?
No, I'm not too old to look good. I'm just saying.
Well, you're not too old to look good,
but
but you're too old to take your fucking hairy shirt off, you know, and see that talk about
Unless I'm
chalky
getting
white.
paid,
You're fucking goofing on what's his face, bag check Matty over here. You're a pretty chalky Latin yourself.
What's that supposed to mean?
Well, you're whiter than white, and you're like a Latin guy.
It's the
part of
lighting and the exposure to snow 12 months out of the year.
You should
but
come
you get me in the sun and I'll turn nice and caramel.
You turn brown.
Eating good.
Yeah, you turn brown. You're
so
chalky.
the last thing I want to say is that I was going to give the show a 9, but it really took a dive when Deb called in and you know started to hit on her, dude. Like it's like I'm back in high school where I'm watching one of my unsuccessful friends try to talk up a girl.
Well, I wasn't successful either, so it's.
But the words you were saying were just funny. So final show score for today, April 5th, 2015, is 8.5.
All right, that's good. I liked it. Thank you. And you're right. You are. I love my ego because it's now blown up.
But no, a lot of good news. Like basically almost the entire episode until the last 20 minutes was just news story after news story, commentary, you know, brief, long, intermediate. So all around,
you like.
You know, good informative show. Great comments in the chat. You know, great that at least one person called up today. But other than that,
that's all right though. I can handle that now. I used to get real nervous when people don't call. Now I don't care. I take it as it comes. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Well, thank you for your Rose report. I think it was I thought it was a little generous, but I was generally happy with this. I thought I was generally happy with the show, and you know, when it gets high numbers, then I go into the other room and I tell my wife, I get an 8.5, bitches. That's what I do. But if anybody could see through my phony fucking act, with Deb that I was not good at picking up girls in high school. I actually did not get confident with women until I was 28 years old. So, and you know what I did is I did that stuff. I did it so over the top that it was funny, you know. And hey, wherever it gets you want to go, you know. It doesn't matter how you get there. You know, you can use the neutral zone trap. You can have a high-powered offense. You can have a crushing defense, or just be an intimidator, like the 1970s Philadelphia Flyers. However, and whenever you get in there, get in there. Get in there. That's what I want to do. I want to go have a drink is what I want to do. All right, everybody, listen up. I want you to look at your screen, and I want you to listen to the plugs. And if you're still in here, I want you to check out Dr. Deke. She's on Google Plus, and she's on Google Plus, and she's on go to the main page, Shot from the Point. You'll see her, Dr. Deke. She's doing a video hockey blog. She is a very sweet. Not that mentioning. Look, she's good looking too. I ain't gonna lie to you. I think she's native, by the way. She's a native Canadian. That's what I'm guessing. She's like a native Canadian. She is smart. She's getting started in the YouTube thing. So like you can like kind of get, if she blows up, you can say I was there when she was just doing a video vlog, which is, by the way, how this started. It was just a vlog on Facebook, you know. So check her out, and she's easy on the eyes. And I like her enthusiasm towards the game, and just the way she talks about it. Like when she went on about, what's the guy that got his face cut open? Like somebody from Mad Max movie. What's his name?
Dave Miller.
Yeah, Dave Miller. She talked about that in real detail, and it's just like it's refreshing. And any girls that listen to that, I really support the girls in hockey, man. And I'm like all for that, you know. I'm not saying like these kooks at Pink Puck, like, oh, the whole world is against women hockey bloggers. No, I'm not going that fucking route. But, you know, it's nice to see girls, it's nice to see girls that, you know, do well in those type of things. And I don't know how far she wants to take it, but I'm willing to help her out. Don't you agree with me, Dave Rose? You know what I'm trying to say, right?
Absolutely. Yeah,
it's nice. It's a fresh face, you know? And I'm not going to tell her to wear a bikini, you know, when she does her fucking vlog. I'm going to be absolutely respectful, like I always am, like I was with Deb, you know. And here's the thing. You can check us out on social media, Shot from the Point Hockey on Google Plus and both Facebook. You get me at Tommy C, SFTP on Twitter. Skype is at Shot from the Point, one word. Add it, and we'll add you to contacts. We'll add you to contacts. We add everybody to contacts. 718-395-7660. 718-395-7660. Leave a message anytime. Thoughts, opinions, or death threats are more than welcome. And also make sure you check out JohnFreemanMusic.com, JohnFreemanMusic.com, JohnFreemanMusic.com. Check out John Freeman. He does a song and a lot of other stuff behind the scenes for the Shot from the Point crew. We're very happy to have John Freeman. He wrote our theme and what have you. And then we have this guy right over in here who did the graphics for In the Crease with Tommy C. His name is Devious Dave Rose, and I'm very thankful. You know what? You're a cheerleader. You're a player. You get the ball rolling, and we love to have Dave Rose here. You want to give out your Twitter feed or whatever?
Yeah, check me out on Twitter or on YouTube. Devious Dave Rose.
Devious Dave Rose.
It's all sorts of things from there.
He's on the Shot from the Point team. He works with Dead on Dave. He does something called MCW for all those wrestling fans. And check him out. He's a big player on this team. We really enjoy having him around. And I understand you're not going to be around as much in the future because you got business obligations. But let me tell you something, Dave. That door is always open, so don't you worry. In the center, you can check out Matt Kazar. Matt Kazar. How do people contact you? You don't want anybody contacting you.
I'm on Facebook. That's about it.
No, don't give your Facebook.
Twitter.
Don't give your Facebook. What's your Twitter account?
At mkasar76.
Oh, that was creative. Did it take a long time to think of that? Matt Kazar, check him out. He's Habs fan extra. Let me tell you something about Matt. All right, he's got nothing to plug or anything, but he is a die-hard Habs fan. So you could probably talk about Habs all day and all night if you want to talk to Matty Kazar. And
just PK Subban.
What? Yeah, just hashtag him PK Subban, and he'd be like, Subban, he's the best. He should have been on the All-Star team.
Like that.
Subban. You said that once. He did. I'll find the audio. You watch.
Subban. I don't get it.
It's Subban. He's so good. And then on the far left over there, Jeff the Huffman, workout master. He's a sex machine. Matt Huffman. Or Jeff. Oh, Jesus.
Matt Huffman.
Jeff the Huffman, newsman, bluesman, did a great job.
I made that mistake a lot today.
Yeah.
Well, and I just want to say one thing, Jeff. You have a new saying.
Yes.
It's no one's tough like the Huff.
No one's tough like the
There you go.
No one's fucking tough. The Jeff the Huffman is definitely tough. Thank you very much, everybody, guys. All three of you guys did a great job, and I really appreciate it. Of course, you can get me on all those things. Make sure you sub, say hello, and whatever. I am Tommy C, and this is Shot from the Point Live. Stay tuned for 4:30 Eastern Standard Time in the Crazy Tommy C with me and Dead on Dave. And yes, spend close attention because it's about to get interesting this week. I promise you. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. You know it's coming. See ya.
I am fucking dominating this game, and it's a tie game. How dare you?
I have to confess that I've never let the children watch a hockey game.
Spit it out. You're a big boy, use your big boy words.